Okay, you should be able to hear me now. And then... Okay, that seems to be a weird thing. I think I need to change that for each scene, though. Sorry to the person playing here, I'm trying to... Okay, we should be all set up now. Alright. Good, that's good. Oh! I mean, basically, it's gonna be impossible for me to lose here. Or no, impossible for me to win. What am I doing? I was looking at the wrong life bar. I tried to pick 11 to not pick my main against them, and then it gave me Honda anyways.
Cool.
Dang, that's got. Oh, hey. That you Eclipse Blade? Or someone else sneaking in there?
Yeah, sorry. Just woke up
Oh, you're cool.
and I
You're
just
cool.
saw the message, so yeah.
Oh, you're totally fine. I'll take that trade. Man. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Oh, man, missed my super input. Oh, I'm glad my super input didn't happen there. No. I think he wins actually. Yeah. Ed's super has a lot of invincibility. Can't believe it gave me Ed or Honda again.
Round one. Fight.
Yeah, yeah, I picked 11 and got Honda. I was trying to
No, yes.
be easy and not like pick the main, but gave it to me anyways.
Nice. That would have been stunned, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, you're right. It wouldn't have.
Don't tell me that's really a rookie.
Yeah, I don't know. They're definitely not like. They've got some interesting ideas. I give them that much. But
Most rookies just do whatever. Like they jump. You would definitely tell if they can't play. This guy, he seems like he's been playing for a while. Like he's not doing this stuff randomly. That's for sure. I can give you that. He might, if it was ranked, maybe bronze or super bronze. If we were just going based off that, but if he's actually like up there, then I can't say nothing. What I'm seeing right now is some mistakes that could easily like that could easily be overcome if it wasn't so random.
well, there's certainly something to be said about when they're choosing to do it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of random up kicks, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm silver, so I
Okay.
know that like feeling, or like I've seen it before, where like they'll do really good stuff. I'm like, wow, did they really mean to do it? And then they just start doing random stuff again. I'm like, oh no, it's just they got something going. So
Oh,
I can't really tell sometimes.
yeah, it's hard sometimes, yeah. Let's see here. Looks like PortaJon and Desert Rose are the only two I haven't checked in yet. And I guess we're just having another 5-person bracket tonight.
Oh man,
Yeah,
is it round robin or is it just a regular tournament?
nah, just a regular tournament.
Okay, I've been doing round robins every Monday, so I'm used to like maybe 5, 8 people, and it's for a very long time.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No offense to anyone here, but I don't want to be here for that long.
it's interesting seeing almost every match on stream, or almost every person on stream in the
Yeah,
end. But you're
I,
right.
I might end up, honestly, I might end up just doing every match on stream if it's like this, because it's like, I mean, yeah, that's about the same amount of matches as a top 16, or a top 6 rather, not 16.
Yeah.
Round one. Fight.
Ooh, ball rag. They like the punchers, huh?
Mm.
No, Nuck, you better not be mean to Everfree.
Nah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't. I think Everfree has this character now. Oh, man grab. Oh,
Let's slow down a little bit, buddy. Okay, it looks like we actually might only have 4 people.
Round two.
boy. Oh man, it's because I said oof too many times.
Yep, that's exactly why. No,
Ah,
someone just needed DQ. I guess they figured something came up or something.
nah. Oh, that's nice. Look, conversion there.
Ryu wins.
Actually, that's how most Ryus play at like rookie, not rookie, but like at bronze and super bronze. I don't know who they be looking at, but that's how they play. They play very aggressive and fast, and they use light buttons, especially the auto combo with the medium punch.
Fight.
They do it like they usually do it twice, and they just keep doing it over and over again and jump. It's ridiculous. So I don't know who they learned it from, but I need to stop it because that's the reason why I'm so good against fighting Ryus.
They definitely are aggressive. I mean, he's got one of the best dashes of the game, so that kind of makes sense. Oh, we got a new challenger, it looks like.
Round two. Fight.
I would love to get on this, but I do not have PlayStation. I don't mean PlayStation. Just woke up. Give me a second. I don't have Street Fighter on my PlayStation. There we go. I deleted it because my internet is gonna only allow me to have 2-bar matches, and that's not a good way to practice. So yeah, you can probably understand from there. Like no one does not want to play with 2-bar matches just to fight. That sucks. I mean,
It,
only 2-bar matches. I can't even play 3. Oh my gosh, you should have pressed the button.
Nux just rushing them down. How dare he?
Oof.
Okay, I guess I'll play me some Nuck.
Let's do this.
So loser gets off? I mean, winner gets off and loser stays on. Is that right? So like the loser has to keep playing.
No. I honestly, I backed out because if there's more than 2 people, like, I figure they'll probably have a better connection than me and them, because I'm in Kentucky, so.
No.
But I actually played Nuck a decent amount. We have an okay connection. It's not like the best connection ever, but.
Yeah. I remember we played once. I think you were using G.
Makes sense.
And
Yeah.
that was not.
No.
That's not the best connection. I live in Oklahoma, so that doesn't make it any better.
Haha. Get got. Oh, you could have DP'd there. Nope. Access denied.
Turn out the heads. Legend.
Ugh,
Oh,
mess
he
up my
still
meeting.
he dared. I'm surprised he dared to punch.
Oh,
DP? There it is.
Round 2. Fight.
ah.
I guess this guy is just trying to show off how Ryu's supposed to be played. Oh. Oh, nice jump in.
Thank you. Ah.
I wonder could he have countered that with the V trigger?
Yeah. Shimata. Ah.
Nice. I saw that like, oh my gosh, he's about to die.
You win.
I saw you did the EX command grab, like, oh my gosh, you whiffed, you're about to die. He didn't get it all the time, like, oh wow, this is not gonna be that good. Someone's gonna be dying in the next few seconds.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, that was some rollback.
Oh, I thought you would did light kick for that part.
I thought I tried a V-shift but didn't have any.
Okay.
Wow, I'm so lucky.
I thought you meant to do that.
I mean, I meant to jump over him. It's just he tried to anti-air the cross up and it worked out for me. That's what I mean by I'm lucky. Oh no, it was late.
Oh,
Why are you
Oh, wow.
anti-airing with the...
style, I guess. We know how
No.
views are sometimes.
It's just bad habits from reuse is what it is.
If they want
Nice.
style, use Gil. I got the Street Fighter 3 parry. That's how you style.
Now, probably should have waited to get one more situation, but oh well. Oh, that should be death, yep.
Yep.
Final round.
Oh, we're supposed to be having Luke coming out soon. 4 days, right?
The stream to
Sure.
introduce him
Yeah.
is in 4 days. I need to stop doing these random steps forward.
Not interrupting your great genius here.
Oh yeah. Oh, you jerk. I'm dead because of that. Ah.
You lose.
Ooh, spooky bird coming in here. Last minute. Hell yeah. Okay. After this set, we're gonna be starting up. I'll have to do a little TO and stuff. Didn't mean to back throw him, but that's fine.
Very cool.
Regular. I guess he thought I was gonna throw.
Round two. Fight.
Oh, that I got. Oh, is that on your end? No! Counter hit. Dang, nice. Almost.
You win.
Looks like we got a 6-player bracket. Not too bad. Not shabby.
It's go time.
That's not how you spell spooky. Okay. Our first match is going to be Icebox FGC. Not familiar with this person versus Spooky Bird, who is a Zeku main. A jury. Interesting. Guess I should have went to this lobby thing. Make sure I put your Twitter on there. Okay. So yeah.
Let's do this.
Be very interested to see what this jury has. been a minute since Spooky Bird's been in here too.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I was talking the whole entire time. I felt like a meme right there, where you didn't notice your mic was muted until you don't see the icon.
Ye- I've definitely been there.
Yeah, I was asking, is this your first time seeing Icebox FGC?
Yeah. That was a complete surprise to me that they even signed up.
Okay. Then my second question was, didn't I play my jury against you? I think I remember Manat,
I don't
but
remember at this point. That
alright.
was a late night one time, so it's hard for me to recall.
I think we only recall that it was just bad connection.
Yes, that was very nice getting through that fireball. I wish Honda could do that. I mean, I guess he can with meter, but like somehow Honda can't just sell over those fireballs. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It's a low fireball too, so it's kind of weird.
hmm But yeah, Spooky Bird's ready to get right through those. Although
So,
I
surprise.
oh
Oh
no!
no! Oh wow! Oh,
I-
not finishing the conversion. Yeah.
Wow. If Icebox had just like blocked after that fireball, they would have gotten a punish on that. It's because they tried to
Well.
dash forward afterwards.
Fight.
Alright, you going up? Nice grab in the air. Now I think on block that's either -4. I think
What are we talking about?
the Fuhas. If she does that on someone on block, I think it's -4. So it's punishable. I think I'm not 100%.
Technically,
It's been a
but
while.
Technically, but it's spaced most of the time. Like,
Yeah, there's pushback behind it,
yeah.
so it's not usually something you should worry about. But there is some people that can punish it. Other side.
I gotta have the meter to extend the combo. But
Nope. But can you try to get that reset? Nice. Trying to go for a shimmy fails right there.
wow, they gotta interrupt that. Ah, the hitbox, hurtbox on that wall jump kick is pretty good.
Yeah. I would like to ask that person, why did you do light DP? Like medium would have been fine. Are you just used to light DP? Or would have hit if he did it earlier?
Yeah,
But I know like the
probably.
hitbox for that is a little random.
Round one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Uh, her light DP doesn't even have like anti-air stuff, right? That was
I
medium.
don't think so. I don't think so. I think like it's very rare that you'll even see it as anti-air.
Ooh. Oh, I could have converted from that a little bit. Just teeny tiny conversion, but still it's something. Oh,
Nice.
I gotta
Going
say
back.
the air to airs on the icebox between doing like actual air to airs or air grabs has been really good. Yeah, closing out that round.
Yep.
Round two. Fight.
Ooh.
Alright, pushing him into the middle. EXDP. Dog in the air.
Dog.
Yeah, the dog is in the air.
It's a weasel.
It's a weasel?
Yeah, that's not a dog.
Oh, I didn't know.
How dare you disrespect Sakamoto?
I'm sorry. It's very thick
Ooh.
for a weasel, but he drops the combo. Let's just focus on that.
Okay, tying it up. A little more effort for the win than they needed to exert, but hey, they got it. It's tied up. One more game to see who moves forward.
I'm sorry, Weasel. You just ate a little bit more. I thought you were a dog. I'm sorry.
Round one. Fight.
You know, all them both of them playing very defensively now, not really going at the pace they were before. Nice V shift. Oh, back in the corner. Oh wow,
cheeky
reset.
Yeah.
It's done. It was on the table, but now it's about to be gone now.
Oh, be careful taking to the air like that. And the spooky where it's just looking the anti-air with that V-trigger too.
Yep.
Oh, that
Weasel.
was tricky as hell. Alright.
I'm kind of upset that didn't land the kick.
Yeah.
Round
It's
I
weird.
thought that was going to land. Yeah, I thought that was going to land. And dash up kickflip.
Ooh. Man. Spooky Bird's all about these jump back lights for the anti-airs, which, you know, not a whole lot of a big punish for a jump in, but it definitely, like, stops any jump in pressure from happening.
Yep.
This is looking pretty hard to achieve now. Oh no! You fell for his trap card. Alright.
Alright.
They're definitely making
The
an effort.
farmer.
The farmer.
Yeah, that's his farmer outfit. He's the farmer samurai. He's in disguise. Now he's a type. Dang it! I know what I was thinking, like a Power Ranger. Look, he has the V too.
Sure.
There you go, farmer samurai. He's in disguise. Or he could be the Dragon Warrior. Let's go with Dragon Warrior. I like that. Nah, we're not feeling the Dragon Warrior.
I'm
Kung Fu
sorry.
Panda.
Is that a Power Ranger thing? I don't know what that is.
No, Kung Fu Panda was like a very kid show from like kid movie from 2006.
Oh, Kung Fu
It was like
Panda. Okay, I get
yeah, he was the Dragon Warrior. If you remember the beginning, he had that kind of hat with the cape. It was like 2006. So I wouldn't blame you if you don't remember it.
I remember the movie existing. I don't remember what you're talking about though. As far as the
It was a
Dragon Warrior.
cutscene. You should look it up. If your chat is up, if they can hear me, they will probably get you right. Probably. I don't know.
I guess we'll see. The chat can definitely hear us because I had to fix some audio issues earlier.
Okay.
Alright, y'all can have a good match now. Let's go. Yeah. Icebox confirming that we are heard.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I wonder if they stick with the Ed for this match. Because it seemed like what they preferred to play, at least. From the pre-tourney. I know PortaJon's definitely going to be running Chun. That's all I've ever seen them play.
Maybe today though. Nah. If you usually say that's all that you've seen them do, that's probably what they're going to stick with. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Ryu, what?
I was going to suggest that like he's very aggressive with Ryu, so that would be pretty good on Chun-Li because she can't always keep up the pressure he exhibit because that's just too much pressure, and she has to be careful with what buttons she has to press.
Round one. Fight.
Uh, Input error, I would guess.
I'm hoping so.
It's
Let's
very
just see.
easy to get the wrong thing, it turns out.
Yeah,
Oh, I like the attempt.
yeah.
Oh, we got the
Oh,
bigger
doing it right
parry
there.
now. That would have been sick had it worked. There we
There
go.
it is.
Oh, didn't...
Ooh.
I wonder if they don't know that they can actually, what's the word for it? They can follow up after the parry. Yeah, the V-Trigger 2 parry is terrifying. I lost a round at almost half-life to knock from him just doing that randomly.
Yeah, and I don't think PortaJon is just gonna let him do stuff randomly. He's gonna analyze it a little bit more. Nice.
I honestly like the Fireball game. The random throwing out of stuff, although EX Tatsu honestly isn't that bad to throw out randomly, it's pretty hard to punish. Although Chun
I
has
think
probably do it, but...
hard kick. Yeah, and especially since you're not really prepared for it, because not everybody just does EX Tatsu have no, like, just randomly. They don't do it all the time.
Yeah, although I would file it under one of the, like, it's not very risky, but there's also not a huge reward for it either. So it's kind of moot at that point. Like, sure, you could do it, but like, what are you gonna get from it? Maybe
Yeah.
surprise your opponent. Like, for a kill, maybe, but...
Fight.
Eh.
Maybe we need to buff Tatsu, EX Tatsu only.
No.
Nah, I was joking about that. I would never do that. But not all of the hit. Nah, I'm joking.
Yeah, you can't use a light stand here. Yeah.
And PortaJon just kind of freeing ever free up. Wow. that was supposed to be a fun, but it happened.
Yeah, Everfree just kind of walking back in the corner.
Eesh.
To be honest, I feel like they're just not used to this level of opponent.
Okay.
There are definitely levels to the game. That is stun, not
Yeah.
death, but definitely gonna set up one final situation.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh no! You might be right. He doesn't know.
or maybe
that you
they
can
do
do
know.
more.
They're just reacting slowly to the parry actually happening. I'm not sure, but
Okay.
that parry is always like so intense when it hits. You're just like, Jesus Christ!
Like the sound effects, they definitely put more like emphasis as soon as it hits. Like, boom! Like thunder clapping, and then the animation zooms in. Like that's how you like. Oh, snap! It's about to get real. Love how they did that. That's pretty cool.
Okay, moving on to the winners semifinals now. We're gonna have a Knuckleberry and Spooky Bird. Oh, I got them both in here. Nice. I really should make an effort to follow or favorite, whatever they call it in this game, everyone who's in here. Make my life a little easier.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's so many people.
That's too many people.
Yeah.
Someone needs to get off.
I mean, y'all can stay in here if you want. Just make sure you don't get in the way of the matches. That's all I ask.
I was joking, guys.
Alrighty.
Let's do this.
So, whoever wins this. Oh, you know what? Damn it! I didn't set up the first three.
I think we can try to remember
I'm gonna
for
just
now.
ping them so they know. So, there's that taken care of. Cyber Akuma. Always fun to see.
I haven't seen one, but I haven't played Street Fighter in a while to see an Akuma. So it's good to see Akuma, in my opinion.
Ooh, oh my gosh, just landing on the random Hosanto. I guess Spooky Beard looking for a fireball out there at the beginning. Ooh,
Oh.
yeah, we punished those. Oh, didn't have EX meter
Ah.
to continue that.
Yeah, when you do something like that, I've done that before. Back in my Akuma days that I don't like to talk about, I used to do medium Tatsu and I go into heavy Shuriken. It's very hard to land. It's like a very small hitbox to even land that.
Oh,
Oh. Oh, he has.
that was a weird trade.
I don't know what he was trying to do. I don't know if it was like medium punch. It was something with the punch for sure.
It's probably back fierce if I had to guess.
Okay.
That. That
Yep,
fucking
that makes sense.
Stupid button.
But I mean, rocking V Trigger 2 and V Skill 2. That's very rare to see an Akuma player play, actually.
That's a Knuckleberry classic. Oh, gets hit by the random Hosanto. Oh, wasn't
Nice
prepared
neutral
for
jump.
the jump, yeah.
Oh. Can V Skill 2 be canceled into like specials? Specials.
Just red fireball. There's
Okay,
actually
cool.
like a special like 1 frame window where it comes out faster or something. Something like
Awesome.
that. I can't remember.
Dang, they're just over everywhere.
Yeah, Spooky Bird's trying to use some tricky movement. Wow, that actually
Let's go.
interrupted.
Put him on the ground. Let's keep him safe. Spooky Bird, you are a wild man. To use an EXTP.
Final round.
Was he a Ken player?
I respect the EXTP there. Because Nuck
Yeah.
is going to want the, gonna be trying hard to get the hit. Oh, no punish on it?
Nice, throwing him off. Oh, that is a weasel. That I see in slow motion. I saw its little tail, or it's long tail. It's not like I didn't believe you. Just I wasn't ready for it.
It's interesting. I feel like Knuckleberry was really controlling that first round, and I'm not really sure what happened. Like,
Sort of released the animals. I think that's what it was. He was just thrown off.
I mean,
Like,
Round one.
if I think back, honestly, I think it's just he's doing too much. Like he's getting hit by stuff in neutral, like random stuff, like the slides, Hosantos, and whatnot.
yeah,
That's at
taking
least-
grabs.
uh,
That was a joke.
Ooh. All right.
Nice. Ooh, nice crush counter. Got reach in. You gotta take the stun.
Oh, the taunt combo.
Oh my gosh.
And landed on 69. My man
Wow,
is gaming.
he's a real one.
Oh no! That slide was plus thanks to those explosives.
Oh, nice EX Fireball stopping the Is it a Falcon? Like,
I
what is it?
couldn't. It might be. I don't know for sure what kind of bird it is.
Stopping the bird. Then I can say that. Then
Oh. Nice little punish on that.
oh, getting V gauge.
Uh,
Keeping their distance for sure. I think Zeku is very scary when they got the distance because they can do stuff like that and just start setting up things and then rush you down real quickly without you realizing it.
Final round. Fight.
Pro tip for everyone watching: you can block all of Zeku's air flip stuff crouching, and you won't get hit by air throws.
It's true.
Yeah, if you're gonna make the decision to block it, crouch block.
Even if he tries to do
Wow.
the kick flip side switch, like
Yep.
not. Oh, cool.
All of it's crouch blockable, none of it's overhead.
Got her to hear.
You know, with the way Spooky Birds is running, oh no, it just barely hit. That thing has a hell of a horizontal hitbox.
Oh wow, I thought he was gonna. Can't you do a combo right after that?
A combo after what?
He did the kickflip with the punch, so it's a side switch. And then couldn't he just do medium punch, medium kick into the I can't remember what the move is called, but it's the kick that looks like you can cut anything in midair. Why can't I think of the move's name?
Ah, what do you... There's still one more round. Their game, whatever.
You know what? Forget what I said. It's just Spooky.
Man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry for saying something about your moves. Okay? I'm sorry. Just come back. Come back.
Let's see here. See, this is the reset of momentum that Nuck needs to just bring it all back.
Fair enough.
Collusion. Shit. If I were Knuckleberry Fist, I would stop chasing him so hard. If he wants to sit full screen, fucking throw fireballs at him, man. I don't think any Hazantus reach full screen. I could be wrong, but like there's really no reason to be chasing him as hard as he has been. Oh, that's why he said shit. Looks like Spooky Bird's game has crashed.
Oh, okay.
Huzzah.
Makes sense.
Well. Alrighty, so we'll just give them a second to restart. Definitely got that classic burp burp. Who's excited for Luke? I know I am.
Me too. Hope he
mean-
plays like a King of Fighters character.
I don't expect that to be the case. But
Ah, man.
I mean, it's Street Fighter. Why would he play like Super Saiyan Ed? Yes, please. I think he's like, I don't know. To me, at least from what little they've shown, he looks like a weird he looks like a weird Shoto to me, basically. He's got a fireball. He's got some kind of uppercut move. I like all the wall bouncy stuff, and I'm assuming one of those things was his V trigger, like just the thing where he threw multiple fireballs just going right through reuse fireballs. That thing looks sick.
I think so too.
I think it seems obvious at this point that he's connected to either Nash or Guile, one of the two.
Really, I thought he'd be since he's more of a boxer. Well, no, if we're doing it based off like the evidence, it would be those two. But I thought like skill wise, I thought it would have been like Balrog or Ed or someone like that, because he's a he looks like a cage fighter.
Guile
Just a
and
little bit.
Armika had a baby.
I don't think so. I think she's still a teenager, or not a teenager, but like a young adult.
Well,
Not
I
even
would
teenager.
just say that I'm pretty sure Guile canonically has a wife. Not that can stop him from having other babies, but typically they don't make their heroes be dirtbags. Typically. They
I mean, in this
fair
case,
enough.
they might change it up.
Nah. I don't know. I'm very curious to see that Tuesday presentation.
Hopefully, we get the story, but I highly doubt it. So we might have to
I
wait until they
think
say he's released.
I think they said they were going to go into his background
Oh,
in the
please
post
do.
today.
Round one. Fight.
All right, cool.
I'm feeling better about his hair every day. It took a little while to
Really?
grow on me. Oh wow, that was a brave DP right through that fireball.
I mean, they showed concept art of his hair again, but it was shaved. I'm like, wow, this man, he could be a gangster.
Very nice, beating that wall jump. Oh,
Like, there's done. Nice.
69 again. Wow.
Man's been gaming.
Ah, okay. V-Man is Icebox. Sick. Oh, what a punish. I like this. So far, he's not been getting hit by the random stuff.
Nope. He made the good adjustments. Took a breather, and there you go.
No whiff punish on that. Kind of tricky to get.
Oh,
Oh no. It's all falling apart now. Yes.
well,
I
we
love
just
seeing it.
complimented you. Oh, nice.
He is not allowing these wall jumps out anymore. Oh, could have converted. Wasn't ready for it.
Oh,
I know. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be a back fierce, but a forward fierce came out.
yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
there you go. Why chase him?
Go for it.
Oh,
Nice punish. Or nice, yeah, this punish.
all right. First game for Nuck here. This could be the beginning of a comeback.
Yep. So are we 2-2 or is it
Just
2-1
1-2.
right now? Okay. I guess Cyber Akuma just kind of had him on a program. Just
Oh yeah, he did switch from the Cyber Akuma, didn't he?
yeah, he broke free. He became Akuma.
I'll go for those
Ooh.
cheeky resets instead of just going for Oki. The
Oh,
weasel is not a fireball, sir. You cannot, you cannot negate a weasel.
are you sure?
I'm pretty certain it's not a fireball.
We couldn't call pest control, so we tried to get rid of it. Let's punish. EX Fireball. Ah, if he had V trigger too, that would have been killed.
I like that finish. Uh, oh man. Sorry, I'm still recovering from that.
It's okay.
Oh no, that's a punish for sure. Alright, Spooky Bird finally getting some action going on here. Oh. Hit by
Push him out of the way.
punish?
Nope.
Yeah, the block stun on Hazanta is pretty short, so if you're not ready and used to punishing it, it can be a little tricky.
Ooh, he had some great health. A chunk of it took it off. Oh wow! To the other side, put him in the corner.
Oh no, is that
Oh,
stun?
he's
That
dead.
should be death. Yeah. I don't,
Yeah, that should be dead. Yeah, it's V-trigger too.
scaling is pretty big.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
makes me curious if there are like more optimal ways to go about that or not. But it was also a stun combo.
Yeah.
Maybe he was hoping for the no.
Yeah.
A little reset here. Get mentally reset at least. I don't. Have I seen Spooky Bird play a different character? I don't think I have. My gut says this is just like a moment to recollect themselves, but I guess we shall see.
Maybe we're watching history change in front of us. A new character will appear. No,
Nope.
just the outfit.
Yeah, just alpha change, which hey, sometimes it can help.
Yeah. I can agree to that.
Round one. Fight.
Oh my god.
You guys are monsters.
Well, good start so far.
Yep.
I'm not quite ready for it to actually hit. Not a huge fan. There you go. Get
Oh, nope.
little late. If it was done a little earlier, that actually would have hit. Death. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of how Spooky Bird's just accepting the corner.
Nah.
Like, not even trying to walk out or anything. It's scary, but you have to try to move forward. The corner is such a bad place to be, especially like against any character in this game, but especially against Akuma. It is the bad place.
That is true.
There we go.
The only time I stay in the corner is if I'm practicing being in that corner for a long time, because I played characters like Minot. It's harder to kind of get out just a little bit, because some people would just try to rush you in. So just kind of getting used to the rush down and then trying to push them back. That's the only time, only for practice. But besides that, I do usually try to get out during situations like this.
Wow. The reverse 3-0. Congratulations to Nuck. Getting into that winners final. And wow, that was very surprising. I thought he had a chance to do that. I just didn't think it would actually happen, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, PortaJon already in here. They know what's up.
They're ready to play.
Oh yeah. Excuse me. Sorry, that came out of nowhere. Slappa with the Akira? Guess so.
Let's do this.
Akira's a pretty good character, especially for like as a. She's pretty simple, is what I'll say for the most part. She's got really easy space traps to do, and she can be kind of a terror to deal with if you're not familiar with her.
Yeah.
She's aggressive as hell. V skill 1, V trigger 1. Not a terrible combo. That V trigger 1 is definitely the GOAT. Daigo-san.
Oni-chan, let's go. He's back. Terrorizing people.
Okay, I was worried there for a second. That was a lot of fast forwarding. Okay.
Yeah, they must have done a lot of stuff in between. They had a really nice conversation. Daigo. Oh. Ouch. Grab.
Oh, just need one more little poke to win. Yeah, that EX Fireball is so fast, and it has an absurd hitbox. I don't know if anyone's looked at like Street Fighter Sim or not for that hitbox on the EX Fireball, but it is ridiculous.
I've not seen it. If I lab it, I know I would definitely be afraid of it for sure. Just seeing how far it almost reached Chun-Li from that distance. And how
It's
fast
like-
it came out too.
Yeah, it's like instant half screen move. Oh,
Ooh.
we don't have those DPs. Yeah,
Oh.
it's done. That should be death. Don't even have to. Oh no!
Oh, yeah, there's a drop.
Uh,
And talking about half screen, half his health is gone now. What? Hey. Still gets it. PortaJon still gets the kill. Right in front of her face, that's brave.
Good punish. That standing roundhouse is -6. And Chun-Li has one of the best 5-frame punishes in the game. The EX legs.
Yep. Love him.
Ooh, that sweep didn't get punished. Very nice. Oh,
Oh. Oh no! The DP, I don't think that's supposed to be coming out.
I think
Nice.
honestly, I think it's one of those like I meant to do this earlier things, and you're just trying to do it still.
Yeah, that's EXDP to get him off.
That fucking fireball.
Oh!
No, that was pretty close.
I guess Chun-Li wasn't too close to the wall to make that convert.
Really, with fighting Akira, you either want her to miss space her heavies. Basically, is like the best thing you can do to fight her. To either be able to make them be in punishable range, or for them to whiff punish, because most of them are at least -4, and that's how most Akiras are going to be trying to get in, is with those big old forward-moving heavy buttons, like that right
Come
there.
on. Just admit it. Her big hands. Do you see how humongous her hands are? Look at that.
There's they're Street Fighter hands. They always
I'll just-
emphasize the hands and feet to make them more visible.
I can respect that, but you're gonna get people weird fetishes here. But besides
Dog.
that,
Have you seen the people talk about Makoto in Third Strike?
no, I have not. Now I'm kind of afraid.
The damage is
She's
already
just
done.
fast. Can Akira not punish that?
Punished EX legs?
Yeah.
EX legs is only -2.
Okay.
Only person that can punish that is, I guess, Geef with CA.
Okay.
That's right, Nuck. All Street Fighter hands are Yaoi hands.
Oh gosh. Yowie. Let's grab. Nice response. Punish that.
Yeah, that is not safe. It's a lot of characters have a hard time punishing it, the first hit at least.
Yeah.
But again, Chun-Li's got the best 5-frame punish in the game,
Yep.
outside of like supers.
She got them legs to punish. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I wasn't
But
gonna
all I
say
know
anything.
is stop moving. You right with the legs. God dang it! Those things are killer.
Chun-Li wins.
Dang, now people gonna think I got a weird wet leg fetish now. Thanks a lot, Chun-Li. Thanks a lot.
Legs are nice. Nothing wrong with that. Definitely feel like Slappa would benefit from anti-airing.
Yeah.
They've kind of been frozen during most of the jumps and just end up blocking them. I feel like this has got to be kind of a hard matchup though, because Akira is best when she's approaching on the ground, and yeah, you got someone with one of the most, how do I put this? Hard to fight neutral because of her long ass limbs. But Slappa
Yeah.
definitely making this a fight now. Uh oh, that stun's gone away. Break.
Oh, broke it. Going for the reset. Surprisingly. Yikes.
They gave up Daigo. Oh, love seeing those brave walk ups into the throw.
Yeah.
Fight.
Ooh, interrupted the roundhouse.
Went below. But I think the biggest problem here is that, like you said, the limbs. But like Cammy just has really good buttons that can be used for poke. That's super good. Like that medium kick, standing medium kick. It's really good to just kind of keep them in range. And Akira just has to kind of like fight that kind of stuff because they happen so quickly sometimes. And see,
Phew.
those little light conversions can really
Chun-Li
mess someone up.
Alright, so we're not going to it now, but the winner's final is going to be PortaJon versus Knuckleberry Fist. But now we're going to move down into the losers bracket.
Alright, cool.
And we got Spooky Bird versus Everfree. This will be losers quarterfinals. Wonder if they go with Ryu again this time or pick someone else. It looks. I mean, hard to know because this is the first time I've ever seen them.
let him hit.
Like maybe
That
maybe
is-
they seem like they're in like a spot where they're not quite sure who they want to play really.
Yeah.
'Cause this is like the Ryu is the third character
The tertiary
we've seen from them.
character? That's fair enough to assume.
The Ryu definitely didn't look too prepared, honestly. I mean, they got those V-trigger 2 parries, but that's about all they did in the previous match. Alright,
Yeah.
going with the Ed this time. I felt like the Ed was definitely a little more polished from what I played of it.
Round one.
Yeah, going with that. Spooky bird looking kind of spooky over here. That's a mod costume, right?
Nope. He's just
Oh.
used the costume code on the professional outfit.
Oh. Didn't even realize it. I never see it that much, so. Now, I thought Zeku was a professional businessman. What in the world is this?
I think it was like a kabuki thing or something. I can't remember.
Okay.
Some kind of stage presence thing. I can't remember.
Ooh. That's gonna get punished.
Oh yeah. It's a really long recovery on the up kicks there.
Round 2. Fight.
Okay, they really
Other
like
side?
yeah, they like getting that in, but it also leaves you a negative too, so maybe not the best in ever.
And can you interrupt the hit? If it's traveling towards you, let's say you use like medium kick, it'd be like an interruption.
It's kind of hard to do, honestly. That thing's got a lot of priority.
Okay.
Spooky Bird getting around the V trigger yet again. They kind of just look like they're unfamiliar with what to do in neutral. I'd recommend some of that medium kick is pretty good from Ed. Sure,
Yeah.
Slappa could say all kinds of advice. He's definitely played plenty of Ed. That roundhouse is pretty okay to throw out, especially if your opponent doesn't know how to punish it. Or if you space it well enough.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, random sweep from Ed at a distance is pretty good too. That thing is hella active from Ed. So hopefully Everfree will watch this. Maybe get some of these better buttons to use in neutral, you know. And they're definitely
Yep.
they're doing the charged heavy punch way too far away. It keeps whiffing. Oh, okay.
That was nice, but you're back in the corner.
What that went through them?
That should have hit. It
Yeah,
would've done
must
dirty right
have.
there.
That freeze frame must have been on the last active frame of that punch. I'm surprised at that kick point that like Spooky Bird didn't get hit from it, but the first V trigger takes like, or the V trigger one takes like 12 frames to actually become active, I think.
I think you're right on that. I looked up the frame data on most characters. I think that was the one thing I saw on Ed.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize they can actually like interrupt V trigger one if they're just right in front of Ed.
But the freeze frame kind of throws you off, so it's like you think you can't punish it when you can.
Ooh, random DP.
Oh, the whiff. But like,
Right.
I hope he knows he can also control the spacing of the I don't know what he saw there, but he was off just a little bit. But like I was saying, he can control like the pace of the V trigger one. It can go slower, it can go faster.
Yeah,
It can just stay. So depending on how far you are, probably using it slower to kind of slowly advance. Probably do a dash forward and dash back. That kind of strategy can usually work in those cases because it looks like Spooky Bird definitely wants to get in as much as he can, whenever he can. So using strategies like that can work because fighting games are just not beat someone up. There's also strategy on how you want to beat them up behind there. So
Now I'm starting to wonder if Everfree is aware that Ed has a fireball.
he does. It's just I wouldn't risk it that much.
I mean, if your opponent's like just staying full screen and just walking back, like there's no reason not to do it, really.
Yeah.
Plus, maybe
I
if
just
you
feel
do
like-
the first step of it, you might bait something. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man.
I feel like Spooky Bird would just jump over it or like get a good jump in. But you're right. You can bait something out with just the first portion of it because they don't know if you're going to actually throw it by the time you got the ball out.
Actually getting hit. Didn't
Oh,
get the
wasn't probably
conversion,
ready
though.
for that. DP. Kick. Oh, wow. I thought he was going to go into DP right there with the crush counter.
Probably wasn't ready.
Okay. Like right there, slowing down the pace to make him push back like that.
Just shy of actually getting the conversion there.
Yeah, he was a little off. He was going to get it. It's just a little off. I think about 3 more frames.
Oh,
It would have
there's the
happened.
fireball. Oh. Desperately
I
looking
think he-
for the hit. Not quite getting it.
Yeah. I think he probably thought the fireball came out again and pressed the button, and it didn't happen. So
Perhaps. Yeah. Ever free out of the tournament for tonight.
hey, but good play, good play. We congratulate you. You did a good job, man.
I would definitely hit up Slappa for some advice on how to approach the game with Ed.
Yeah.
It seems like maybe Slappa has like retired the Ed for a little bit, but he knows what he's doing. So now we got Icebox and Slappa coming up for this other losers quarterfinal match. There they are. Oh, that's right. I totally forgot that Icebox was playing the jury Han.
Yes, he was. Now I gotta ask, who do you think is gonna win?
I have no idea. I've barely, like, I've only seen the one match of Icebox, so it's hard to know. They did pretty well against Spooky Bird. Like, it was not free. So I could see this going either way.
What about
Honestly.
character matchup wise? Who do you think on paper would win?
I mean, the word on the street is Akira has some issues with fireballs, but at the same time, like, you got the EX meter and Jerry's fireball is not like the best fireball ever. It's okay for
Nah.
approaching, but
You right there. I guess it could be a 50-50 depending on the situation.
yeah. At this point,
Oh.
okay, Falk. All right, I like this.
Me too. I'm really liking this. Because I used to play a little bit of Falk back in the day too. There's a lot of things I played back in the day that I retired.
Fight.
And we get the Falk theme. I love this. Let's keep this, please.
I could see now this. I could see definitely being in Falk's favor. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Especially jump-ins. She can just use her DP. Especially EX DP. That is used so frequently with Falk players. It's ridiculous.
Slappa just kind of bulldogging their way in.
Other side, there it is.
Oh,
Wait. Oh,
just need one little tap.
so she needs.
Uh-oh. Do not
Dang.
get hit by the EX fireball.
I think she'd be ready for it.
Alright.
Light kick. That light kick is so good because it's just like Cammy's. It just happens so quick. You're not ready for it.
Could have punished that. Weren't familiar. I'd have to though. It seems like.
Nice
I
crush
wonder
counter.
if Slappa's gonna take notice of that.
Looks like they're probably using their medium button to hold that charge. Nice conversion.
Oh, that's done. Yep.
Is that going to be dead though? Oni-chan's here, so he can use it.
Wow.
Nope.
Akira chick's got some decent damage.
He does. I think that's almost half his health.
Fight.
That chick is something else.
Gotta be wary of these jump-ins. There we go.
You ready for it? Punish that. Oh! You get the full conversion. Oh, walking under. That's a good strategy too. If you can't punish it, you don't want to make the collision. That's the best way I can think of right now. I'm in programming mode. Just walking under my jumping is good too.
Could have punished that sweep. Honestly, if Icebox blocks any heavy, they could just punish with CA. Oh no. Oh, I missed it. Nice.
So again, the hits with light.
Yeah. Unfortunate from Slappa missing the wall bounce there. And Icebox picking up. Nice. I like this Falk.
Me too. It looks very nice. Allowing some jump-ins, but he's definitely adapting for sure. Not allowing them to come in as much. So I hope we get to see that more.
Honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Icebox doing some more jump-ins because
Yeah.
so far Slappa is not doing so well
Oh.
at protecting the skies.
Yeah, when he did crouching heavy, he can convert. He had a charge ready for it, so he could convert it to a down charge that could have extended a combo or something.
The overhead just automatically punishing the V shift. Wow. When Slappa gets in though, they really make use of it.
He's been slapping him with the fireballs. Yes, I want to use it at some point. I want to use a pun.
Okay, I was checking. I was pretty sure the EX fireball is -2, so. But last round, Slapper got some pressure off of it, anyways.
Yep.
Kira's still pretty new. It's hard to know everything about her. Looking for that V trigger activation. Oh no!
All right. Watch out! There it is. That's not going to kill. It's going to probably do a good amount of damage.
Yeah, it's definitely not gonna kill, but we got V trigger. Looking for a nice
But
little activation here.
he could just ran up instant jump light kick. That would have been a clever thing to do because no one's not ready for that. But that's fine too. That works perfectly. Like crouching light kick.
Wow.
That was about half screen, right?
Yeah, I mean that thing's punishable, but oh no, the bulldog.
Got in.
Oh no, that one was negative.
Uh-oh. We're almost close to dead, and we're dead.
Just wanted to get the pressure away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely showing some unfamiliarity with the Akira matchup here. Because the only fireball that's positive is the heavy one, which has a decent amount of active frames and block stun. The rest of them are negative. It should be your turn at that point. At the very least, I mean, Falk might not get a clean hit, but they should be able to trade when it's -1.
That's the word. That was the word I was trying to think of. Trade. I don't know why. Yeah, I said collision because I'm programming a game recently, so collision was just on my mind. My bad. Nice.
Oh,
Yes. I was about to say something about that. He can change the direction of the kick. So once he does the drop, he can either choose to go left or right. So it's very good for cross-ups.
it is, but if you block the first hit of it, it's pretty easy to punish, especially with a character that has an air throw. Yeah, I respect this whole getting the fuck away from Daigo. That's a good move.
Daigo's pretty legendary.
The Dragon of Dojima?
Sure, let's go with that.
That's Kazuma Kiryu. Daigo Dojima, I don't know what his moniker is. Sorry, I'm talking about Yakuza now.
Oh gosh.
Alright, Slappa.
Slapping some people.
Yeah,
Yes, the fun was coming out.
doing really good with just like bulldogging in here and just kind of taking advantage of the lack of matchup knowledge.
Goes. Good damage.
Oh. Icebox getting pretty aggressive here too. Oh,
Oh,
that drop kick is actually pretty punishable. On
it
whiff.
is.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. He just did it. We weren't even ready for it. It was like a bullet.
Uh-oh, this is a bad place to be. Yeah,
Oni-chan.
you can't V reversal right away.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
oh man. We're at 2-1, right?
We are at 2-1, yeah.
Oh.
And again, just the story of like Slappa really knowing when to turn it on and taking advantage of Icebox seemingly being a little flustered.
I mean, we were flustered as well once the EX fireball happened. I think anyone would be kind of flustered there. It just happened so quick. You don't know what's going on after that.
Oh. You can definitely, I feel like Fox should be able to punish the, I don't know what to call that move, her Tatsu move at pretty much any range.
I was about to ask you that. It's the low punishable.
Yeah, the thing that's tricky about it is that you can do an additional input for it, and if you don't use the right thing, you can definitely get smacked by the second input. But Falk's got that nice crouching light punch 4-frame. I'm pretty sure you should be able to interrupt with that.
Yep. Nice tech in the throw. But Oni-chan's coming out, and he's here to play.
Oh, getting the meaty. Wow, this should be death. For sure.
Yeah.
Alright, Slappa. That's that point.
Round 2. Fight.
See if Icebox can rally here. Oh, it's punishable. It's killing me.
I mean, I would like a 4th game. Please. Oh. Looks like I won't be having that 4th game. Getting pushed to the corner. Oh. Surprised he didn't punish. Can Akira use crouching heavy punch as a punish as an anti-air?
I mean, Slappa could do a lot of things to punish, but I think right now Slappa's their anti-airs are just not polished with Akira. So whenever someone's in the air, they're just like they kind of freeze. It seems like. Oh no, that's a bummer. Waiting for that to end.
Yeah.
And Slappa taking it, 3-1
Akira.
over Icebox. Icebox though, good showing for their first tournament here. As far as that goes, they just I feel like they need to go do their homework on Akira. They seem pretty unfamiliar with the Akira matchup.
I can see that just a little bit.
Yeah. Alright. So, Slappa, I'm saying this for myself because I'm putting in the score. Alright, got that in there. So we're going to have Slappa and Spooky Bird for the losers semifinals. But first we got to head on back up to winners for the winners finals between, that's not how you spell their name, Knuckleberry Fist and PortaJon.
Who came up with these names?
Maybe them, maybe they're friends, who knows?
They are hilarious. PortaJon. I wonder where did most of their like background their background name came from. or somebody watching Huckleberry Finn or something, or that's their favorite. Is Huckleberry a show or a movie? I do not know. Or is it a book? I'm pretty sure it's a book.
It's an old book, yes. Oh, Knuckleberry's gonna be gone for 10 seconds. I don't know what we'll do.
Oof.
Yeah, Huckleberry Finn's an old book. Is that Mark Twain? I feel like I need to look this up now.
I think I work at a library, so I've seen the book
Yes, that is Mark Twain.
before,
Okay.
but it's like an old book from.
Okay, PortaJon's restarting the game, so... Oh hey, I just noticed we got raided by Kevin. I don't know when that happened. But hello, anyone who's still here.
I didn't even notice either.
Just waiting on the winners finals about to start. One of the players is restarting their game. What's up, Kevin? How'd the Guilty Gear go? Dang, you got done early tonight.
I mean, I thought we would be done early, actually. 'Cause I know a lot of people are playing Guilty Gear now, so I would expect that they would keep going now.
Yeah. We could have got done a lot sooner, but I was like, let's do every match. Who doesn't want that?
I mean, that's very rare. We get to see that kind of thing
Damn, nice.
in the tourneys
Kevin.
now, so.
Well, you definitely gotta just play by ear to what you got going on. Because if we did like top 4, this would be over like super fast.
Yeah. Kuma versus Chun. Now on paper, tell me the stats. Tell me the stats on these two characters. You don't know?
I would
Give me players.
assume it's evenish, but I honestly don't know.
Okay. If I was going to say on paper, I want to say Chun because of those like normals, but comeback factor would be Akuma because he does have that explosive damage sometimes. So it could be 50-50 depending on the situation and who's using them.
I mean, it always depends on who's using them.
Yeah, that's the biggest factor.
If that was just a regular jump in, he might have actually got some damage there. Yes, the old V-Trigger 2 fake get in. That's so not real.
Nope. Oh my gosh, just doing EX air fireball, that's crazy.
Kevin runs the Guilty Gear tournament on Fridays. It starts a little earlier than the Street Fighter one does. I think he also does a Melty Blood one as well. I'm not sure if they're... I assume they're still doing that, but that one might not be streamed.
I can understand that. They're doing it on PC if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, clean jumping from PortaJon there. Got the corner too. This is a pretty dire situation.
Yep.
We do be melting blood. Okay. Yum.
I mean, is it negative or positive?
Oh wow! You see that cross under?
Yeah.
Tricky as hell.
I'm surprised.
Knuckleberry getting kind of busted up here. That last round was kind of free.
Kind of. I think almost every Akuma match should be like that from now on. That he should be nerfed as well. That's my campaign.
I mean,
All jokes aside.
I'm completely biased and I would allow Akuma nerfs. That's fine.
I was just joking. Akuma still needs to be busted. He's known for being busted.
Yeah, right. Oh, didn't quite
Oh.
reach with that V ship break. Mm.
In the corner still.
Ooh, brave.
Oh wow.
That looks so silly. Oh no, you're dead.
Yeah, that's dead.
That dropkick just barely getting hit by the EX parry. That was hilarious.
I've done it before, but I didn't think that would happen.
Knock, I know you can DP.
There. Oh.
Yeah, maybe. For sure. Could have EX fireballed, yeah.
Nice. V trigger is out now.
Wow, picking the
Both V triggers
perfect
out.
moment to do that.
Oh. Yeah, we're gonna see the V trigger in action.
I don't think I've ever seen Tatsu the Tatsu. That was interesting.
I don't think you can do the same move twice. I don't believe so.
He just went Tatsu the Tatsu.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I thought that was flip kick. And then he did Tatsu.
Oof. That was so close to being stunned. We're out of danger now though.
Oh, nice choice to block. Oh. PortaJon was just ready. It seems like 0-2. We might get a 3-0. I'm not trying to do a commentating curse or anything. I'm just saying, just how it looks like a 3-0 might happen.
It does seem like Knuckleberry's getting a little frozen here sometimes. Having some errors.
Yeah.
Holy moly, that V-skill hit.
Those pokes, so good.
Oh
There's the
god.
stun.
It's not
The
dead,
aggression is.
but...
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it is. Jesus Christ.
Oh. I don't know what conversion we were thinking, but it's spelled dead. Obviously.
I guess Akuma's got that tiny health.
Yeah, he does. He does have less health than most characters. We gotta remember that. As the great Uncle Ben said, with great power comes less health. But ooh,
Oh, almost got the shimmy there.
Chun-Li still stuck in the corner. Not anymore. Getting the cross up. Switching it up. You're in the corner now. This is dead.
Oh yeah.
Oh!
Or, well, there's not for the drop.
He could have did EX Fireball, and that should be not EX Fireball, but like EX
Alright.
leg kick. It would have got it.
Yeah, PortaJon finally figuring out the answer to that situation. EX
Yep.
Fireball, or the Fireball into the Demon Flip in V-Trigger 2 is not real at all. Don't let Akuma get away with that.
Never.
Alright.
Especially after the nerf he got, where you can't cancel into V-Trigger Fireball. It's
Oh,
not
that
real,
was
people.
so long ago.
That was my nightmare. I'm so used to fighting that every time I see a Fireball, I'm like, okay, V-Trigger's about to come out. And they're about to do stuff. Then I remember, oh wait, they nerfed that. I'm glad.
We will see PortaJon in the winner's side of Grand Finals later on. Now
Yeah.
we got the loser semis with a Slappa and Spooky Bird winner will have to face the Knuck Fist. Which I think will be, if Spooky Bird gets it, that'll be a run back for them. Or they almost took it. Like, it was a pretty honestly kind of dominant on Spooky Bird's part until the game got reset because I messed up lobby settings. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Slappa is still here. Slappa can definitely take this if they want it.
He's gonna probably slap some people.
With that elbow. Balrog.
Oh.
The
Okay, good. I was about to say the same thing.
Well, it was feeling weird running this tournament and not seeing a Balrog. I've gotten used to seeing Mata Oha for so long.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about this pick so far.
Me neither.
I would like to see better punishes on those dash straights.
I like to see some lights. Crouching lights, especially.
Oh, they're getting the light. They're just not canceling it into anything like a DP or something.
Yeah. Oh, the 2 hits should have confirmed it.
Ooh, crouch confirmed. That's dead.
Oni turns out.
If they get the full combo at least. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool.
Oni-chan secretly Super Saiyan. Did you see the blonde hair?
I don't think I noticed. Yeah, I am not sure about
Nice.
this Balrog pick.
I can't say nothing either. I'm not very sure about this either.
Let's check out those jump back lights though for the anti-airs.
Nice. Grab.
Don't.
Middle of screen. Nice overhead. Nice check. Oni-chan's here.
Oh, Balrog actually can get away from that. Huh. Alright, looking a little more alive here.
Maybe it's been a while. It's been rusty. Just gotta clean off the dirt just a little bit. Polish the gloves. There you go.
Slappa
Bro.
just being like, no fam, I'm getting in here. Oh, could have punished that one. Definitely punished that one.
Oni-chan? Okay. Yes! The Super Saiyan still lives.
Ugh.
And we're not dead yet. Oh, nice throw. Spooky Bird taking it with the Balrog. Wow, that feels kind of weird to say.
It is very bizarre. I honestly wasn't sure about it with that first round, but they're making it work. Part of it, well, another character change here. Slappa is not really punishing those dash rates. Like, they're getting the jab, but that's it. They can do more than that.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is a mental reset or an actual full character change. Man, that's cheap though. Balrog can just get out of Daigo with a V reversal.
Yeah, it does push forward. Sadly, it does.
Oh, going to the ad. Okay.
Okay.
So they haven't like completely gotten rid of that, huh?
Ah.
Round 1. Fight.
Adoptive father and son here, duking it out.
A tragic tale. Someone's gonna get their butt whooped in the end. And probably owe somebody money knowing Balrog. Someone needs to pay up. They're gonna be broke at the end of this. But it's fine. We'll have another round.
Mm.
Ooh.
Oh man, I would. I would really love to see some better punishes here.
Yeah.
That should be death, but didn't quite get the conversion. Oh no,
Yeah,
got a
there's
clean
dead.
hit.
Up. Nice throw for the reset.
Ed's theme song.
I mean, I'd rather hear this now than the Balrog's theme. No offense to his theme, guys. It's just Balrog doesn't have a rapper in it. Nice. Ooh. Stopped an EX move. I don't know what it was. Start using them. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know about these full screen overheads. Spooky Bird.
Oh. A grab would have been good there, in my opinion.
Alright. I mean, Slappa can take this, yep, with super.
There it is.
Yep.
Chip out.
Alright. Neo Shadowloo prevails.
Ed wins.
Tying it up 1-1. I wonder if we'll see Spooky Bird getting back to the Zeku. Or if they're gonna stick to their guns.
Maybe stick to their guns. Maybe.
Nah, I expected it. The switchback.
It's go time.
Devour hour.
Oh gosh. Is that what he really wanted to say? Or is he on the Discord really saying what he wanted to say?
No, that's just using the glorious in-game chatting device. You can say things like devour hour or yeehaw.
Yeah, I know. It's just I wonder if that's what he really wanted to say.
I'm using motion controls. They should have that in there. Yep, no surprise there. Going back to Zeku, the Balrog definitely, in my opinion, needs a little more polishing.
Yeah.
Round one. Fight.
We'd rather probably see a different game here.
Oh,
Oh.
my god, that traded.
I didn't know that can trade.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh. Nice knowing that the EXDP was gonna come out.
One hit from stun. Alright, avoided it.
Try to probably catch him in the landing frames. Are we gonna extend? Yep. The corner. Oh my gosh, that wall jump.
Stun. Never mind, dead.
Oh, dead.
Getting a little wacky here.
Fight.
True. Zeku in corner equals dead. I think we should add that to the list of characters you don't want to be in the corner with.
I mean, that's all characters. Some definitely excel more than others, but
Yeah.
they are so lucky that did not get hit.
Yeah. I think Ed has the most impactful like throws because they look cool. One, two, the back throw especially.
I
It
think
just does so much.
it has nothing on young Zeku's back throw.
Nah, it's just a throw, but like Ed throws you halfway across the screen. Oh, nice answer with the EXDP.
Just trying to get the last little hit in. Well, that was a risky jump in to do there. Had they not spent the V shift, they could have.
Answer back.
Final round. Fight.
Ed things.
It was excellent. Okay, that was horrible. That was horrible. 0 out of 10.
Would not try again.
Nah. If I try again, I'm gonna get clipped like that.
Oh, yeah. Slappa just kind of getting hit by every little thing here. Getting poked to death. Yeah, we punished those.
Better. Oh. Here it comes.
Eh,
Nice. Not a lot of damage, but
yeah.
I give him points for style factor.
It's a little weird in the corner though. It's kind of hard to like set up a reset situation.
Yep.
So still a little room.
Oh.
No. Oh,
We're close to dead. Oh my.
Getting
Oh,
hit by
my.
those overheads.
Zeku wins.
I can understand being wary of that. You wouldn't think he would do it again. Obviously this guy's a madman. He would definitely do it again.
Uh-oh.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. He would do it again. Why the heck is Knuckleberry Fist here?
Cause he knows he's next.
Okay, like, what the heck?
Cause he knows what's up. That's why.
I
I wonder if we're getting the Mika now.
We got a Mika, and no one didn't want to tell me about this?
Yeah, I mean, Slappa brings up the Mika occasionally, although we could be going back to Akira.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going back to the Akira.
Okay.
I support this. They've been doing some work tonight with the Akira.
Round one.
And if Spooky Bird stays in Young Zeku, whenever Slappa gets knocked down, they don't have to worry about any kind of DPs coming out or anything.
Yeah.
Dang. Spooky Bird always got those anti-air lights.
That overhead is probably the highlight of the whole tournament, because I think it's been very accurate. Like, I would say 80% of the time he uses that, it actually hits.
A lot of people not expecting that, that's for sure. Oh no, they get the horizontal punish. Alright, get in the corner for themselves. Very nice. Yeah. Oh, the meaty elbow
Nice.
taking it.
Round two. Fight.
Ooh. I wasn't ready for the throw. And that throw too. Wow.
Oh, it's just.
To the
Well,
side.
they got counter hit. I don't know what they were trying to do. Those tricky resets.
There it is. I was gonna ask you, can she do a conversion in midair?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you saw.
Yeah, just all in there. I was gonna ask you the first time, she did do a conversion midair. I'm pretty sure she could do a conversion midair. I seen her air combos.
Man. No one's ever ready for that EX run fake out.
Fight.
I think people think that he's going to do overhead or something.
You can interrupt the overhead. Oh,
Slide.
there we go.
Exactly.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
interesting. Don't think I've
Guess
ever
he
seen
didn't do
that
it.
second hit fall out like that.
I guess he needs to be a little late to have both hits.
That would be my assumption.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Going for the grab. Seku, don't you know it's rude to get into a girl's DMs? That's what you get. That's what you get. You try to get too close and you get pushed back. So we're at 2-2, right?
We are at 2-2, yeah. Winner of this next game. Take the whole thing, oh. Jeez, they have been using that character select liberally.
Well, I guess somebody wants to definitely get the one over the other, so
Yeah, Slappa seems to be under the impression that Rog is coming back. He, if that is the case, when you get those straight punishes, you need to get the like something off that jab. I'm pretty sure she can jab DP to punish. That would
I might
be
need to lever.
a lot more impactful than just a little jab. Because with the jab, you're basically presenting no risk to doing dash straights at that point.
Yeah.
We are seeing the Rog again.
Yay.
Also, another thing is like being ready for the EX with the EX Fireball for when Spooky Bird tries to load up their V skill like that.
Yeah, can Akira punish that? Actually might look that up now.
That was a little too far spaced out for Akira to punish. That first one at least was.
Okay.
A little afraid to walk forward here.
You never know when it's coming out.
That's true, but I mean, that's just something you got to do. Oh, nice block. Decent little punish. You want a quick rise against Frog if they're doing the install after dash straights. A lot of characters can actually punish that
Okay.
if they quick rise. Swickward taking this first round pretty dominantly on match point now. Oof, weird trade. Well, we got the corner now. Oh, delayed button. That's stun already, wow.
Are we dead? Nope.
No, not yet, but that's a decent chunk of damage.
Oh, nice shimmy.
Wow, they're just taking turns at this point. Good dominating round for Slappa.
Match point.
Yeah, Spooky Bird was really throwing out the text at the end there.
I guess Slappa got to remember that he also got something that can go half screen as well.
And just negative
Not just
4.
Rog.
Didn't think about that dynamic. Ooh, still some frames didn't work out, but no harm, no foul.
Yep.
Oh, no punish on the sweep.
Ooh. Oni-chan's ready to come out. Gotta get something going.
Probably could have. I don't know.
Oh, nice.
Dago takes a little while to come out. Oh, this dead.
This could be Oni-chan's time in the corner. Oh wow, just a neutral jump. That works perfectly fine too.
Yeah, that worked out for sure. Wow, Slappa taking it with the Akira. I don't know why the announcer says that so differently.
I guess he has a fan favorite.
I guess Slappa feels like they might have robbed a little bit there at the end. I mean,
That's what you do.
you didn't make Spooky Bird go for the EX screw attack there at the end. That was Spooky Bird's decision.
Slappa, it's in your name. Come on, you're gonna be taking some. You're gonna be leaving some. It is what it is.
All right, so we got the losers finals now between Slappa and Knuckleberry Fist. This will be their first time playing in the tournament, and I feel like Akuma should give Akira some problems, at least if your Akuma is good at anti-airing and not and good at like throwing their fireballs in the right spots.
Yeah.
Which on the right day, not Ragmuffin, that's a different Akuma. Knuckleberry can definitely be doing that, but we'll see how it works out. Curious to see if Knuckleberry has the 4-frame punishes for those elbows. Although you do have to be careful about when it's meaty. She can do that in some situations.
Yeah.
Round one.
A little slow there. Sorry about that, y'all. There we go. Okay, yeah. Knuckleberry's got the punishes there.
Oni-chan's out. Push him into him.
Well, that actually wasn't that big of a deal.
Nah. It's always good seeing Daigo. Oni-chan's out again? Oh my gosh.
2 RV trigger, yo. One more hit. Oh, really one more hit. Oh no, could have punished that whiff there.
One more fireball. Should do it. Like, I feel like the fireball game is going to be really... Oh, wow, the overhead. I wasn't ready for that.
Round two.
I thought you keep doing fireballs. I know some Chidos would keep doing that because it's safer, and if you change up the speed of the fireball, it will clip at some point.
Well, that's the thing. Akuma doesn't have different speed fireballs. At least
Oh,
as far as like the
just different
purple
range.
fireball.
Yeah,
They all go the same speed.
it just has different range.
I got the overhead again. Oh, no anti-air. Wasn't ready for it. Definitely ready for that overhead punish though.
Is it going to kill?
Yeah.
It does. That's our favorite game here, people. Thanks for playing. Is it going to kill?
Akuma wins.
Kuma's got a pretty great CA. It's like 2 hits technically, but it's one big hit at the end. It does not get a whole lot of scaling damage. Or damage scaling, rather. Oh,
I wish he had a cooler CA, in my opinion.
I think
I know we got Metsus, but it takes a while.
honestly, I think the only thing Akuma's players complain about with his CA is the fact that it doesn't hit grounded opponents or air opponents for like the first 10 frames.
What? I did not know that. You should never told me that. You know what I'm going to be doing now? If
Yeah.
I'm playing with Nut, I'm like, ha, air drill.
Well, I mean, if
I'm
you
outta
air
there.
drill, you're probably gonna get hit by it anyways,
Ah.
because you're active. But yeah,
Never
if
mind.
you're jumping, you haven't committed. Nakali, okay.
What the heck?
If you're jumping and you haven't committed to something yet, don't after he does CA. You might be able to block.
Alright, fair enough.
Round one.
Ooh.
I don't think Slappa. I think Slappa was thinking we're not ready for this, and we're definitely not ready for this. No one's not ready for this. He's been using, Ed, Akira. We have not seen a Nakali.
Yeah. Knuckleberry has a little Nakali knowledge though. He kind of messes around with the character on the side sometimes. That air reset working out for Slappa though. Oh, just does a raw DP. That is a great wake up, honestly. It beats throws. Very nice. But yeah, Nakali's 3-frame light DP is 3 frames, and it beats throws. So if your meaties are not on point, you will get slapped by it. Honestly, it's
The
a
only way.
good trade for
But
Nikali most of the time.
cool.
Oh,
The only way I'll accept Slappa's Nikali is if I see one command throw throughout this whole set, this whole grand final. That's the only way I'll accept it.
oh, didn't get. This is actually going to kill, especially because that last hit didn't even combo, so it was a fresh, fresh
You know what?
scaling
I
at that
take
point.
this. I take this. He got the perfect. Your Nikali's clean. Approved.
I don't know if I would say clean, given how that ended, but definitely
Come on.
they got
Round one.
they got Knuckle on the fence right now, on the ropes rather.
Fair enough.
There you go. There's your command grab.
I accept fully. I sponsor this. I sponsor this, guys. My money's now on Slappa.
My advice
Just
to
for that command.
Knuckle would just to do less right now,
Yeah.
because he's honestly just getting hit by random stuff. Like there's a sweep there. He's been throwing out the roundhouse quite a bit. Could have punished that had you just not thrown a fireball.
Yeah.
Being super active. Oh,
It seems like to me Knuckleberry is getting kind of nervous because he used V-Shift when he didn't need to.
oof, that was scary. To be fair, Nikali he's a little scary once he's all V-triggered up.
I mean,
But
at least it's not back in the old days where he used to keep it for almost forever.
I mean, he does keep it forever if you use V-trigger 2.
Oh, V-Trigger too? I thought they nerfed it for both V-Triggers.
It's not a nerf, honestly. If anything, I would call it a buff because it allows him to actually use. If you want to use V reversals and whatnot, you can do that and still get a V trigger.
My misword. I thought they lowered it for both V-Triggers.
Oh, should be dead. Oh, didn't get the punish though. Should have just DP'd, honestly. Like at that point, when you should be punished, just mash DP, and if they fuck up, then that's a win for you.
Alright, in the corner. CA, wow.
Oh god, Half-Life. Try to shimmy a little bit, but not quite got it there.
Go
Wow.
for the reset.
Yeah, brave.
Brave.
Oh, that's not.
Oh, throw.
Oh yeah, that's definitely dead.
I know Snuff said DP, but I think he meant EX DP. And not randomly.
I think it's one of those situations where it's like, I wanted to do this earlier, so I'm still trying to do it, kind of thing. A little too hard. Cause I'm sure
But
Slappa
where are we at
wanted
now?
to- We are 2-1 for Knuckleberry's favor.
Okay.
Right now it's looking up. At least from that last game, it's looking like Knuckleberry's calmed this down a bit.
Yeah. Probably wasn't ready for it the first round. Yeah, first round. Now finally got it down.
Finally blocking that disc guidance. That should be a stun. I don't know if
Yep.
that's gonna be dead, because
It should be.
that's a lot of scaling.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I was expecting a different combo, my bad.
didn't react to the crush counter. I could have gotten a DP or even just finished the target combo. Was not expecting it, but hey, we're on a match point now for Knuckleberry.
Yeah.
Slappa's doing the stand roundhouse at a pretty good range. Like Akuma has a little trouble punishing it. Or at least like it's iffy. Ooh. Uh-oh. They're using the
Wow.
all meter, but that's a decent chunk of red there. Slappa very brave with her wake up attempts.
Oh, caught him trying to reach.
Yeah, that should be
Dead.
dead. Yeah. Very fortunate. They kind of just ran into that that fierce punch. I don't think that was a reaction to the dash. I think that just happened.
Like he was committed to it already.
Yeah, I think he was just looking to do it already, and Slappa just happened to dash right into it and said goodbye to the rest of their life. Alright, PortaJon, knowing what's up, already in the lobby. We got our grand finals set up here. It's going to be a run back between PortaJon and Knuckleberry Fist. I believe, yeah, the first match was 3-0.
Yeah.
I'm curious if Knuck will be able to do a little better this time. I do feel like they like to be active, and I think it gets them killed a lot. I can't quite remember. Slappa saying they didn't want to play against Shona also. It's like, joke's on you, I didn't want the match anyways.
Hey, that works out. It's a win-win. Hey, if I win, I go to grand finals, but I had to fight a Chun. But if I lose, I don't even have to fight Chun. That sounds like a good opportunity. I get the finals? That's great. I have to face a Chun. Dang it. I lose, I don't have to face a Chun. That's great with me. That works.
Round one.
Oh gosh.
Ooh. So far, this is working out a lot better for Knuckfist.
Yep, PortaJon was in the PortaJon a little too long.
Yeah, I mean, Knuckleberry Fist definitely has the advantage of being hot. They've been, this is their, what is it, 5th game in a row right now playing, so. Just a little shy, that actually would have worked. They were just a little closer.
Yeah, Knuckleberry just had a good streak going, so his confidence is up there for sure.
Oh. I hope. Oh my god, no Knuckle.
Oh!
Buddy.
Round two.
Calm it down.
Sometimes less is more. Yeah, ready to go. Nice anti-air. Nope. No confirm on that low forward. Oh, yeah, we punished those with that stupid ass standing medium kick. Its hitbox is so huge. Oh, that was weird. Akuma's just like, yeah, I got a big old stand fierce too. Maybe not as big as yours, it's still pretty big.
Yep.
Oh no,
We
didn't
punished
believe
that,
the
but
punish.
it was an interrupt though.
Be careful. Oh wow,
And dead.
just catching the beginning of that slide. You saw they wanted that V-trigger activation.
Yeah.
Well, this is definitely better than Winners Finals because he got a game. See if he can keep this up. Although he'll have to take 6 games in order to take the whole tournament, so this is a tall order. I think he can do it if he can stay in the right mindset.
Yep. Well, it looks like PortaJon is kind of making the adjustments. Oh, nice kick.
Yep.
Answering back with the legs.
God, the V skill out is I remember last time I watched him play, it was doing a lot of work on that tournament as well.
Oh, nice. Using that to keep more airtime.
Oh, good V-shift punish.
I mean, Kuma's saying, hey, you did to me, I'm doing it back to you. I want to wait.
Yeah, you
Nice
cannot
answer.
do those. PortaJon knows all about how good EX Legs is. 5 frames. Goes so far.
Yep.
God, I can't believe she got the cross under from that distance.
You have to
Oh, instant overhead.
be. Now, guys, let's play this game. Is it going to kill? I think not.
That's still so much damage. Ridiculous.
Would EX legs killed or no?
I
Or would have been like very close.
I have my doubts, but I don't know.
Okay.
It's already a lot of scaling from that point. That
Wait.
that new move she got in like season 4 or 5, the kick in the air that launches you up a little further to extend the air combos, it does a lot of damage.
I bet you the scaling must make it less though.
I mean, oh, absolutely, yeah. Ooh. Oh, the stuttering is just on my end and not their connection, because this is looking a little rough.
Okay, so I was going like, is it me? Because my internet, it's been doing good now and then, but
No, that's
sometimes it get a little.
all I can say for sure is that was definitely on my end.
Okay.
It looks like they're playing fine though. Oh no.
Oh,
Double
no
oh, no.
punish.
Yeah.
GX. Good block. John, don't forget you got an air throw. You can't punish those sometimes. Nice tech. Oh. Nice.
Round 2. Fight.
Fireball. Alright, medium kick into he's good too. Keeping him in the corner.
Ooh.
Why you pressing buttons? We know what's gonna happen. That. Yes.
Ooh, last hit, just barely. But now you're going in the final round, and PortaJon has quite the meter advantage.
Final round, I thought. Oh, for this.
Of this
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
yeah.
Scary, like, what? Nice trade. EX legs. Oh
no.
my gosh.
Okay, didn't fall for it the second time.
Nah, said fool me once. Shame on you. It's not happening again.
Oh, the backdash.
Dash. That's so rare to see. I think the first time I seen that was Punk using that. I was like, you can backdash to the corner? You're a madman. Alright, keep him safe.
Oh, no, just throws it all away. Alright.
I mean, it's the final match. You should not be having that EX gauge at all. Really. Use it all. It's not going to be there anymore after the next game.
Round 1. Fight.
Alright, third game. Final game, Frank.
Fourth game, actually.
It's fourth?
Yep.
Oh, my bad. You're right. I forgot. Knuckleberry did get a win.
Trying to bulldog their way in here, but PortaJon's still ready with his anti-airs.
They're not
That-
falling for the instant air kick.
That background house is quite
Stun.
good.
Oh, wow. If he kept the combo going, he would have got stunned.
Oh yeah, that's not, you can't do that. That's -2.
You can't dash in like that. That's called invincibility. Oof.
Round 2. Fight.
I just heard a crush counter. I just heard EX legs. I don't know what's going on.
What?
I heard a grab. Air grab. I'm lagging behind. I don't know what's going on. I'm just hearing stuff. I'm just going based
Okay.
off what I'm hearing.
That must be on your end there, because I can see
Yeah, that
perfectly
must be.
fine. Oh, you shift break. Oh, oh my gosh. They are definitely letting it rip with the ZX
I'm
spinning
gonna
bird kicks.
get off and then come back on real quick.
Alright. Uh oh, got hit. Oh, yeah,
There it
they're,
is.
to be
Thanks.
fair, they were letting it rip quite a bit, but hey, it's working pretty much every time, so.
Final round.
Alright, Knuckleberry tie this up, or is PortaJon gonna finally take this thing? Oh no!
Looks like Knuckleberry is making a comeback, being more aggressive.
Oh, getting
Nice hit.
silly here. Could have DP'd.
Stay away.
Oh,
Oh,
EX
about to use
Fireball, weird. Oh,
I
yeah,
thought
we're plus. Not
Yep.
anymore though.
good choice of using V reversal.
Wow, is that dead?
Using it.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm surprised that stand light kick worked out for the anti-air.
I guess it's because it was just in the right angle.
Yeah,
If it was
yeah.
anywhere else, it would definitely whiffed and it would have been big damage.
Well, Knuckleberry got one, which is better than the winners final, so congrats to you for getting the one. You almost brought it back. It was looking good there for a moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got PortaJon taking what I can assume is their first tournament this year, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
I mean, that was
Very entertaining tournament. You got anything to say, Eclipse?
not really. Not much.
I'm kind of tired. But yeah, we co-commentator here, Eclipse Blade. You can find them on Twitter at Nanashi_EV. It's on the
Yep.
screen right now. I am Sniffles. I run. I'll run your tournament every Friday. I don't know for sure if we're going to run next Friday, just because it's so close to Thanksgiving and whatnot. Maybe I'll put up a poll in the Discord or something. We'll figure that out.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, great tournament. Thanks everyone for showing up. And I hope to see y'all next week, or or the week after that if we don't do next week. We'll see. I haven't decided.
Yeah, I think all of us is gonna be asleep with our bellies full, so
Perhaps.
I would be surprised.
That would be the hope, I think. But we'll see what's up. I'll ask. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for showing up.
See ya.